Hi Leo, happy April. I hope you are doing well. Okay, I think this is going to be a positive reading, okay, for some of you. I think it may hit you, it appears on your home front, your work front. I think it's life in general, okay. We come in with the energy of the Page of Swords. We've got the Hierophant, the Two of Cups, the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Cups, the Page of Coins, the Ten of Coins, and the Queen of Cups, okay? I think this might be some kind of relationship dynamic. You're really being asked to, or you're asking someone in your sphere to, I think someone is reverting back to old ways of doing things, and I don't think that they were the most, I don't want to say above board. I think they were some compensative ways, maybe. There's something in here too, and I'm jumping around because there's many different things in here, and I can't quite sure how this started out. There is, you know, you may come from wealth, you may have married into money, you may have inherited it somehow. Either way, I think that, you know, you may just not apply yourself, or someone in your sphere, you may notice your husband, wife, family member aren't really applying themselves. They're taking the easy way out, and it's more about, the funny thing is, I keep thinking of that guy, Blaine. I don't remember. He played in that movie. He was like that cocky rich kid, and with Molly Ringwald there. I mean, he had no real, didn't really strive for anything, just thought that the world should cater to him and all of that. And it's the same kind of feel through here, the same kind of arrogance and cockiness, I have to say. And I don't know if that's someone maybe that you're married to, or, you know, what the deal is, but someone's not applying themselves. Like they're just not enhancing their abilities. They're not, well, they are, but they're just not doing things in the right way. You know what I mean? There's an overemphasis on superficial things in life. You know what I mean? Like the luxuries in life, superficial things, appearances, beauty, you know, there's nothing wrong with that in moderation, but this is kind of like, I'm going to live like this and I'm not going to improve my life, or I'm going to continue to go this route. I'm going to take cunning ways. There's also something in here where I think you're misusing some kind of, you know, this may be a cultural thing. It may be a religious thing. Maybe you married someone from a different culture and they're doing things that you very much attest to. You know what I mean? Like you're really almost embarrassed at how this is playing out here. I think you're really known for your impeccable social skills and your social graces and how you handle yourself. Really high standards, but then I feel that there's someone else in here. Maybe you married someone that you're now just really seeing, you know, they're getting a little bit too comfortable in, you know, just the surroundings that they're in, and they're not really applying themselves. There's a message for that person to really start to look at things, get back to basics, lose some old ways. I think this is, you know, it's someone who had very, I don't know, in a good way, it could be applied to these kind of tactics, these kind of ways of doing things would be like in the military, or, in the positive way, I'm saying, or in like competitive sports, or there's an absorbent amount of strength I feel in here, because I really feel like I'm being sucked into a vacuum. So they're energies of, you know, investigation, where you would apply your skills in a positive way, but when you're trying to just skirt through life and just, it's someone who I think they're bored. I think they're bored, but they don't really realize they're bored. They're not applying themselves. Intellect. You're really being asked to use that, or they're being asked to use that in a very, I don't know. There's a need here to just change in the way that they're doing things and just really get down to, you know, break things down. Maybe you're having you're not sure what to do in a relationship. You're really being asked to just break things down to practical manners, right? What very pragmatic way of doing things. I do think in here too, that High Priestess card, I think that I really think it goes back to that, like tradition and values and your religion. I think that, you know, maybe there's someone in your sphere that's really going against what you truly believe in, and you're having a really hard time with that. Okay. I think that there's just, you know, there's someone that, this is like kind of, you know, what would remind me of like a rags to riches story, right? I think though that if you've got a child, maybe they're just lazy, right? They're just not wanting to exert themselves. You know, these are people that would be, again, really good in, you know, professional athletes, government, military, things like that, where you need to use these skills, but in a productive way. These, I think, are counterproductive. I think there's lavishness, over drinking, overeating, just too much of too much. And I think that it's either someone that came into this, or, you know, they just were handed this through their lives, and they're really, you know, not progressing in their life at all. This is someone really that, you know, you would want to vote off the island. If your survival depended upon this person in the state that they're in, it's someone you vote off the island, because they most likely throw you in harm's way, opposed to doing something constructive to make the situation better. I think that, it's someone who really just gets by the skin of their teeth on the problem here is that this is someone who is they may not even realize it, but they're starting to be looked down upon by family, friends. People are really starting to notice this. So if you're doing this on the work front, right, like say that you're not pulling your weight and you're just doing things in an easy, you know, I got this job because I knew someone who knew someone, or you got your partner a job because you knew someone, and they're really maybe going to bring your name down, as well as, you know, they're not showing up in their best way. Again, this is someone who, you know, has either been in a wealthy environment their entire lives and they've never been asked to really do anything, or, you know, you may have married someone who now you're seeing that they're really not who they may have appeared to be. Give me a minute here. You've got great cards here. So I know whoever this is for, you've got great cards here. I think you may have acquired someone, be it a partner, somebody you've picked up along the way here, and they're very, very different than you are. And I think it's posing a real problem in either your work environment or your home environment. You know, that's what I've got to leave it at, guys. You can decide. You're going to know which side of the fence you're on. You either got someone like this in your sphere, or if you're doing this, this is going to be one of those rags to riches story. But it's going to be, you know, it's going to be someone maybe left an inheritance to someone, and they're just, again, it's that scenario of winning the lottery, but not having, you know, like not seeking out a financial advisor at that point. You're just blowing through something, or someone is blowing through something of yours. But in the end, this isn't going to end well, because it'll be literally like you end up with nothing, or the person may have been given a really nice gift here in some regard, maybe an inheritance, but they're about to blow through it in a way that it's just wasteful, honestly. It's wasteful of intelligence. It's wasteful of, you know, finances. It's kind of a waste of, there's also something in here too where, and I've got to put it out here, because if you're using things, if you're manipulating people by, I mean, the way of like, again, like really under the surface kind of spell casting, or again, just trying to do things that are, you know, and I've got to put it out there, guys, because different cultures do things by different rules. So, you know, if you married into a different culture and you're noticing weird things or whatever, you may want to pay attention to that. So I've got to push this out here because it shows up in here. So it's one of your messages and I'm just the messenger. I hope that this reading was helpful. Again, it's a positive reading, but I think that there's a definite clash in lifestyle, ethics, morals, the whole 9 yards is completely different. And I think, unfortunately, it's coming to light now to a point where you want to take care of it, because if you're on the receiving end, someone is going to blow through your very hard worked, acquired life, right? I mean, that's how I see it. And those are your messages in here too. It's a push-pull kind of feeling where someone is very disappointed in someone, but you know, it's up to the person to make the changes in here. So the High Priestess, I have to say in here, is someone who really is just, you know, it's someone who's got a really structured, tested and true, tried life, and they're happy with that. But I think you somehow picked up a straggler here, and unfortunately, it's someone completely different. Okay, so there you go. I hope I helped you in some way. If you need a private reading, I will be doing those again after the 2nd of April. So I hope you have a wonderful month. This was good. Check your sun, moon, and rising. A lot of these are, you know, they're kind of running together here. So check out Capricorn. That was not a lovely reading. It was a little scattered. Yes, I saw that comment. But you've got to keep in mind, guys, I get messages, visions, everything while I'm trying to do these. So I do try to keep them as organized as I can, but I've got to get everything I've got out here. So there you go. Okay, thank you so much.